Welcome, Mons. This is your average moviegoer here, Mikey Khan, and welcome to Khan's Potatoes. Today's film I'd like to talk about is a recently released horror flick, thriller, a little bit of comedy here and there film called The Housemaid. The Housemaid is based on a book written by Freida McFadden, and it's directed by Feig, who actually directed comedy before he did thrillers like A Simple Favor. He did many comedy films back in the day, such as Heavyweights with Judd Apatow. He directed Bridesmaids with Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and collaborated again with Melissa McCarthy in films like Spy and the remade version of Ghostbusters in 2016, which wasn't good at all. No, not at all. The Housemaid is about a troubled young woman who just gotten out of jail, is looking for a job, and applies for this housemaid job for a wealthy rich family that lives up in upper state in the suburbs of New York. The housemaid is hired right away. However, she discovers a dark secret past within the perfectly happy couple, or so-called happy marriage. It can be because of bad history of psychotic behavior, mental health facility or whatever, and being accused of drowning her own daughter in a bathtub. And along the way, the housemaid ends up having feelings for the husband, which triggers the wife so badly. And then when the husband finally catches attention, he kicks out the wife of the house so the housemaid and the husband can spend time with each other. It would be like a unbreakable, upsetting story for the wife and lovely happy ending for the new couple, right? Wrong! It turns out the wife was very happy she got kicked out because, all in all, she actually planned for this to happen. Because the wife, who was played by Seyfried, actually planned this whole thing out where she knew the guy was very psychotic. The guy who actually locked her up in the act the whole time before they decided to become so-called happy marriage. She was the one who planned this action because, to begin with, she was a struggling single mother raising a child on her own and trying to do whatever she can to become a lawyer because she went to law school and graduated from law school. But everyone else treated her like garbage, including her own family. She ends up meeting this guy one day who works at the law firm, rich guy or whatever, and they ended up getting married within months to come. But one simple mistake could really trigger his own hair and making him pull out her own hair for his own benefit, which would torture her along the way. And then he wanted a child of his own, so he decided to frame her for drowning her own daughter in the bathtub and then send her to a mental facility for so many months that everyone started to take his word over hers because he's got all the money. Money don't buy you power, man. Money don't buy you power, and money for sure doesn't guarantee you in the future on top of the mountain. I mean, ask people like Johnny Manziel for crying out loud. So Seyfried's character really goes to show, from playing a dumbass in Mean Girls in 2004's Mean Girls, aka her film debut, to playing a psychotic but really a smart genius in this film, The Housemaid. It really impressed me a lot. I mean, she pulled this thing out, one thing or another. I mean, at the same time though, she didn't really have any remorse for the housemaid character played by the one and only Sweeney. For she had a troubled past herself. I mean, she was a boarding school student that actually went to jail for involuntary manslaughter for 10 years for crying out loud. Damn, what did you do wrong? But ultimately needed a job to help her keep her parole officer in check so that way she can actually maintain a normal life, if that was possible for someone that got out of jail. I mean, I couldn't imagine that feeling. But Sweeney pulled off a really good performance as the housemaid in this film. I mean, who doesn't like Sweeney? But I would say that Feig's direction was really good in this film, and the plot twist was really great in this film, along with performances of Sweeney, Seyfried as well. I mean, how often do you get book adaptations turned into films? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's quite an interesting battle between these two hot blondies right here. I mean, Blondie 1 and Blondie 2. Very interesting. And now, let's see what score I give this film, The Housemaid, out of 10 based on how many potatoes I have in my kitchen. There you have it, my official score for the film The Housemaid, out of 10, based on how many potatoes I have in my kitchen. If you haven't already, please like, follow, subscribe, Cons Potatoes on YouTube and Instagram. And now if you'll excuse me, I own a house, so I need to keep it clean. Later, Mons.